Good evening. BC's Premier finally made a formal appearance on Vancouver Island in connection with her much-touted jobs plan. Speaking to a business crowd in Victoria this morning, but as Kristen Robinson reports, some of the island businesses she mentioned in her speech are not actually located on Vancouver Island.
We have managed our money well.
She may have snubbed Vancouver Island on her jobs tour last month, but Premier Christy Clark was the keynote speaker at a Greater Victoria Chamber of Commerce breakfast Wednesday.
Canada starts in Comox. It starts at Shelter Point, where they founded the country's second single malt whiskey distillery, and I'm all for that.
Starting north of Victoria, Clark praised island businesses while selling her Canada Starts Here jobs plan.
It starts in Nanaimo, where there are 325 people working at the Harmac Mill. After they use some imagination and some creativity about how they can protect jobs in their community. It starts here in Victoria at Cool Edge Lighting, where they're working on new LED technology.
But wait, while Cool Edge Lighting was founded in Victoria 2 years ago, the original management team is no longer with the company, and Cool Edge vacated its space at Vancouver Island Technology Park in mid-2010, relocating all its operations to Burnaby.
It means a lot of Victoria companies like General Fusion, where they're working on a new green process to create energy using seawater, can benefit.
General Fusion, meantime, is also located in Burnaby. The president says he's thrilled his company got a nod in the Premier's speech, but it's never had any ties to Victoria, and he's only made 2 trips to the capital city to visit government.
I think it's a bit embarrassing to come to a business audience. You know, the chamber is composed of business members who pay fees to belong to the organization, so to cite companies that probably belong to the Burnaby Chamber of Commerce or another city in British Columbia, that's a little bit embarrassing.
They turned out to be Vancouver companies. I think that's a slip in speech notes by staff. I don't think that's a slip by the Premier.
Victoria's mayor listened eagerly to the Premier's speech and says he'd love to have both Cool Edge and General Fusion in Victoria.
If they were here, come on back. How can we make that happen? I mean, it highlights that high tech is a big issue for us, and we want to make sure that we can attract businesses here.
And while it didn't get the green light, the Premier did mention the importance of the runway expansion at Victoria International Airport, which is in Greater Victoria. The $32 million project will be placed on the government's funding list.